They're just kidding. I'm ready.
You're funny.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I was trying to get the other streams up and running before it went, and it didn't quite get there.
Oh my God.
Anyway, hold on. I have one last thing to do. Wait 1 second.
Necessary bot.
Wait.
You're
Hold on a
acting like we're
second.
going somewhere.
We are. I'm trying to get somebody's live up. Okay, there we go.
Who's live up?
Big J. Okay. So now I gotta
Oh,
solve.
I need to grab something. I'm
What?
gonna go.
Wait, where is she streaming? Is she streaming?
I am, and I can't find. I need my phone so I can watch chats.
Oh, freaking way. Turn up.
Look at Texas over there. I see you, Texas.
All right. I just want to make sure I get everybody's station. Oh, yours is so pretty. Okay. All right. I'll stop messing around here. Alpha Dope Man. Nice. Zombie Don. Nice.
Whoa, we got legends up in
Fabulous.
here already.
I know, right?
Freaking legend shoot.
Impressive.
Show me Gatorade.
There we go.
Sponsored by water. I'm just kidding.
Ah, you got jokes.
Wow.
I know, right? This wellness challenge is sponsored by water, y'all.
Can we just note the 180 that happened here?
Yeah, please. Cat's out the bag.
I know, right? Well, I just want to say thank you guys for letting me hold you hostage for a little bit. I promise I'll make this. No, I won't make that promise. I was gonna say I'll make it as painless as possible. You never know with me. This could go any which way. But the reason I've assembled you all here is to talk about the Wellness Challenge 2.0. So y'all remember me talking about the Wellness Challenge, and you remember me making you put your goals in the Discord, and we have 7 people who have signed on. Texas, you are our most recent victim. I mean, signatory for this challenge. GG's. I appreciate your willingness to come on board and see what this is all about. Really, the idea here is building transparency and accountability, which is why I've had everyone put their goals down in writing so that everyone else can see their goals and essentially kind of make some connections, right? Some of these goals are weight loss related. Some of them are financially motivated. Some of them are streaming motivated. Some of them are spiritually motivated. And it was important to be able to have people see that so that they can kind of create perhaps a buddy system down the road. Today, though, I'd like to talk more about your personal goals and how you came to that conclusion that that's what you want to do and why you chose that. And then after that, we're going to talk about things to be prepared for, what the first 2 weeks are going to look like for everybody. And hopefully it won't be too painful, but it is important that we all step into this together. So first up, I'm going to read off my goals, and then I just kind of want to go clockwise around and tell everybody, your goals and why you chose those goals. Okay.
Okay.
Shiny Hero admin for 2 Lit. My goals are lose 20 to 25 pounds and create some muscle definition, tame my addiction to sugar, do meal preps on Sundays, spend more time with my elderly parents, take better care of me mentally and emotionally, develop better financial habits, make more game streams, and commit to regular quiet time, reflection, or meditation once a week. I chose these goals, one, because I recognize that my sugar addiction is out of control. When I'm stressed, I go for sugar. When I'm sad, I go for sugar. Whatever it is, like, sugar is my thing. And I know that that's just a big part of causing inflammation. I have heart issues. And who's clicking, by the way? Is somebody typing? It's Queen. You're so busted. But yeah, so I definitely wanted to get some of that under control. Also, meal prep on Sundays. I feel like if I'm going to lose that 20, 25 pounds, I got to commit to what I'm eating. Every day at lunch, I go out to lunch and I overeat. I grab a very large sandwich, usually chips, a brownie, and some sort of beverage of sorts. And I know it's too many calories that I'm taking in one fell swoop. And I need to be better accountable because I don't eat enough for breakfast and I certainly don't eat enough for dinner. So I need to just kind of look at eating smaller portions and having just kind of a better overall diet. So I feel like doing the meal preps on Sundays will really help out. Spending more time with my elderly parents. Well, so I'm kind of a bad kid. I don't really call them that often. I don't spend a lot of time. I just kind of forget that they're there. And now that they are seniors, my dad is 80. My mother is 76. I feel that it's important to kind of close some of those gaps that may have formed. Better care of me mentally and emotionally. I've been kind of on a roller coaster for this last 2 years. I want to do better and just find me, if that makes sense. I kind of want to really focus in on the things that drive me, make me happy, and try and clean out some of the stuff that makes me unhappy. More game streams. I do a lot of podcasting, and I feel like I'm missing out on the fun stuff because I feel like gaming is where I get to really connect with my online gamer friends, such as you all here, and I miss it. I like just having the fun of doing some game stuff. And then committing to regular quiet time, I feel like I get very static, very, not static, like frenetic, just frenzied. I'm always like working. I'm always goal oriented. I always feel like I need to be productive and like taking care of like 100 things at once. So I feel like that quiet meditation time will help me kind of calm myself down. With that, I'm going to toss it to you. Toss it to you, Radical Foil.
Who's that way? Just kidding. I had to be a little smart aleck here. You know how I am, shiny hero.
Nice, nice.
Anyways, so for me, I wanted to create more muscle and just definition within my muscle. Because like she didn't note it, and I'm surprised. But like we've noted before, Shiny and I kind of did a little 6-pack challenge last year, and yeah, boy, I actually did pretty good. I mean, overall, I lost like 50 pounds or something like that in total, so it was like a lot for me. And I went from like, what was it, 210 to about 160. So I felt like I did really good with that. I just needed to kind of translate it into muscle at this point. My second one would be holding myself accountable on streams, because I know I make excuses for not streaming, or I just don't do it, or I'm like, oh, I'm too tired. You know, excuses that like are stupid. Like I'm just making up excuses not to do it at that point. So just to get more kind of myself to more streams and just do it. Not worry about it or overthink it, or just do it.
Okay.
Spending more time away from electronics is my third one, and it's just I spend way too much time on video games, way too much time on Twitch, way too much time on Discord, Twitter. I need to just kind of like focus on like stuff like meditation, or like hanging out with my dog, or like
Aw,
like
I
just
love
kind of
that.
walking my dog, running with my dog, stuff like that.
That's cute.
I need to kind of sort of just kind of be able to do that. And my goal is to eventually cut out pop as well.
Okay.
Again,
So
sponsored
soda.
by water,
Nice.
y'all. Sponsored by water.
Yeah, I know. We're all going to be new best friends with water.
So I feel like that's very important to live a healthy lifestyle, is to at least semi cut out pop. Of course, my goal is to completely cut it out. I don't want to drink pop ever again. But
Okay. Yeah, a lot of sugar in pop.
Yeah, it's not good. I don't want to. I know everybody mocks me or whatever because I'm young, but I don't want to run into any issues in the future for my own sake that may cause like anything with heart issues or anything with
It's not fun. I don't recommend it.
So the sooner the better, in my opinion. And in terms of streaming, improving my social media presence, at least like posting like once a day on Twitter or on Instagram,
Okay.
posting a YouTube video at least once a week, something like that. Posting clips, like the amount of clips I have, I should be posting more clips on TikTok and YouTube.
All right. I like that.
More towards the future, lining up like my resume and opening myself up to more opportunities outside of just where my degree is, and
Okay.
just kind of opening myself up for jobs in the future because it's time to start doing that for my life. So,
Gotcha.
um,
All right. I like that. A very diverse array of goals you got there. Covers a lot of topics.
and the last one was start building my own budget. So like being able to save
Bam.
money and know when I need to spend money and where I should spend money and be able to save it. So totally
GG's.
start doing that.
All right. Awesome. Good on you. Jay,
He
let's
said-
hear it. What you got? What
he
you
said
got, Jay?
Gatorade.
So I put my ultimate goal is to lose up to 100 pounds.
All right.
Number 2 is check in on my friends more often.
Love it.
3 is save more money. So I'm gonna start. Once I start getting the income going, I'm gonna start putting a certain amount. I think I'm gonna start off at 25.
Okay.
And then after that, I'm going to stop drinking soda and drinking more water. So out with the soda and in with the water intake, and then
Sponsored by water.
and then smaller portions for my food. So like not as big as I've been doing for a while, kind of just lower the portions and invest in a bike. I think that is very important that I get a bike.
Oh, nice.
Start riding it around the town and go back to the gym and then be more supportive to my friends and family, inside of the streaming industry and outside. So
I love that. And before we go on to our next row of goals, I just want to say, again, another well-diverse set of goals you got there. I mean, a lot of it's health motivated, but still there's different things in there. You've got some financial aspects, that your weight, what you're eating. So different categories. Word to the wise for chat. If you get in on our wellness challenge, there's still time. It kicks off officially Wednesday. And we do have a specific spot in the Too Lit Discord where you can go in, you just put your name in, and then you write down what your goals are. And what this does is this makes it real for both you and for us, and to help find essentially kind of like a buddy system. So if you see someone with a similar goal, you guys can hopefully link up and say, hey, let's brainstorm on how we can get this done, or, set up some time where you guys can meet and actually work on the goals. So a lot of great ways to support here, and more to come on all the different ways and maybe rooms that we're going to create within the Discord to facilitate some of these goals. But before we talk about that, let's continue on with talking about our goals. Texas Sun, I'm going to kick it to you. Let's hear about your goals and your motivations for setting those goals.
All right. Well, as I'm sure everyone knows, Texas Sun, Too Lit Party Animal, and Class Clown. I don't really have a whole lot of goals, but the goals that I do have are very important to me. My number one goal would be, it's hard to say on stream because it's admitted a lot, but is my alcohol consumption. It's one of those things where I realized I do kind of have a problem with it. I lean on it like a crutch.
Okay.
I need to hold myself more accountable and be more mentally tough than I have been, instead of just leaning on what's basically a substance, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in any case, substance abuse ain't no good. So
It's true.
And I would like to find, how do I say this, less extreme measures of dealing and coping with things.
Okay.
And that also ties into my second goal, which is physical fitness.
That'll help.
You cut out alcohol, that helps a lot with physical fitness, as long as as far as your heart goes and, body fat percentage, all that, because beer is not good for the gut. But honestly, my goal for physical fitness is not to be like some ripped six-pack model. I just want to have tone, definition, decent amount of muscle, and actually be able to run to the mailbox without passing out because I don't do cardio. That's a big one for me.
Okay.
And third and last goal for me so far, this might change, you never know, but I feel like a lot of people have seen me as, like I introduced myself, the class clown and the party animal, but I want people to see a different side of me. I can be very serious. I can take on topics that are very serious and not quite the hard ass I try to make myself out to be all the time. So trying to open up and let some more people in and not be so guarded all the time.
Wow. Okay. That's a pretty big step for you.
I know it's a lot.
I mean, as far as like number goes, I wouldn't worry about the number. I think the thing that stands out to me the most is how meaningful the goals are, and that you seem very sincere in wanting to accomplish it. And I think that that's part of why we need to write them down, right? Because if everybody knows that that's what you're about, it translates their perception of you. So when you do go into that mode of being serious and kind and less rambunctious,
Yeah.
they'll understand why, rather than looking at it with suspicion and being like, okay, what's the deal? They'll understand that that's you and you reaching out.
Right.
So I think that that's a really good step to be able to call that out. And I know you were resistant to putting the goal down, but honestly, I think that that's part of this process, right? Is being able to say that and get that feedback and have that understanding within the group itself.
I agree.
Queen, let's kick it off to you. I know you're muted, so
I am here.
there you go.
So my goals, my first one is my health goal. I really want to retrain my brain as far as food goes, and train it that food is fuel. I have a really unhealthy relationship with food. So with that, I want to lose 80 pounds. My second is wealth. And I want to start the 52-week envelope challenge. And just to give y'all a quick explanation, you just number 52 envelopes, 1 to, I forget the highest number, but it counts by 4s. And then every week you pick 2 random envelopes, and whatever number is on those envelopes, you put that amount of money in it. And at the end of the year, I think it's like $6,000 or something that'll be saved. But it's just a fun way, and it's not so set in stone, like, okay, I have to put $25 away or I have to put $100. It's just a fun thing to do to help me save money. And then repair my credit. My third one is self. And the overall goal there is to prioritize myself, because for so long I've prioritized everyone else. I want to create a schedule for streaming, work, a sleep schedule. Is definitely high on the list. And then just household responsibilities. I know that a lot of us struggle with mental health or different things, and stuff falls by the wayside. I'll be transparent and say that there's weeks I'm like, man, I don't even feel like cleaning. I don't even want to, you know what I mean? I don't even want to go outside and touch grass.
Yep.
So prioritizing my mental health in this challenge is a big thing to me. And then my last goal is to finish my degree in psychology.
Yay! I love that. Again, a wide array of goals. So I just want to continue to highlight that to our chat, that this isn't just one teeny tiny little nugget. We're taking on a big nut here. And hopefully by having so many people involved who have different levels of skill sets, that we can continue to kind of mash ourselves all together and figure out ways that we can achieve our goals collectively. Jinkies, off to you. Bring us up to speed. Where are you going? What's your deal? What's your drive? What's your motivation?
Well, my list is relatively short, but they cover a broad thing for me. I have a lot going on within the next 6 months, and my 3 main goals kind of all relate to one final goal.
Okay.
I am trying to lose some weight. At least 20 pounds or more, because my health is not as where it should be.
Okay.
But I know if I am able to get some of the weight down, my problems with my heart rate, my thyroid issues, and everything relating to those should start to improve. I have a weakened immune system, and I'm sure having on the extra weight doesn't
Yeah.
help. So that is like my big thing, is getting my health under control. As I just had a stint with COVID. I don't want to do that again. And it took a long time for me to recover compared to everyone else in my family who had it. So definitely getting that health under control is priority. And not only that, I want to look good in a wedding dress.
Amen. Amen.
Selfish
I
on that
understand.
one, but
Hey, that's not selfish. That's not selfish. That is never selfish. Self-care is never selfish, no matter what the
Okay.
reason.
Okay,
Mhm.
you're right.
What else you got?
Number-
Anything else in there? Yeah, I think you
Oh,
have
yeah.
a few.
Yeah, I've got cut down my sugar intake.
Ooh, we're in that together.
Yeah, because I think if I cut down my sugar intake, that will lead into me losing weight.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can sit there at work and eat like a box of brownies. Oh my goodness, I could.
Oh, brownies.
I know, I love brownies too. Brownies and cookies are my weakness.
Chocolate brownies.
Chocolate chip brownies.
Chocolate chip.
frosted brownies. Okay,
So
we
make
need to
sure
stop
y'all
talking
eat your
about
brownies
brownies.
tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow is
So we have a
National
Discord
Brownie Day.
should we have a Discord dessert party?
I think we should. I think tomorrow should be Discord Dessert Day.
Maybe
Our-
D Day.
Like,
Our last meal.
Triple D Day. Discord.
our last meal, our last sugar meal.
What's
Yeah.
the third D, Shiny?
Discord Dessert Day.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Triple
yeah,
D.
my biggest weakness is chocolate chip cookies. That have always been my dad makes really good chocolate chip cookies, and that's like his vice too. So like every so often he'll just sit there and make cookies, and I'll be like smelling them out like a I'm like, I smell
Like a hound
cookies.
dog.
Hell yeah.
It's
Oh
a
my.
big problem of mine. And I've already told my dad that I'm doing this. So try to be nice when it comes to the cookies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I
But,
feel that.
I've already cut my soda down quite a bit. I've only, I've switched to carbonated waters for now,
Mhm.
but I'm hoping to eventually get off of that and just be like water or juices. But
And you can always cut juice with water. I don't know why that was such a radical concept to me when someone was like, you can just have like half the juice, throw in some water, and it's a gradual thing over time. But we can talk about that later.
yeah. And then like my last thing is better time management, because I am a space cadet half the time. It's like I want to do all of these things. And
Okay.
if I don't write it down, or actually if I don't tell my Alexa that I need to do something, I won't remember.
Wow. All right. I feel that.
And with me getting married, I'm having to plan all of the stuff for the wedding, and then stay on top of streaming, being part of the community, like staying on top of the Discord. It's a lot, and I need to be able to manage that time better.
Okay. Sainted Whisper, I don't see your name on our list for this wellness challenge. Just throwing that out there. Just saying, just saying. You can jump in on this at any point. Like, we got goals here. This is like, I kind of, as silly as it sounds, I look at this as like a one in a lifetime opportunity, right? How many times are you going to get this kind of support of people you actually know, not just like people online who you don't know, you don't want to talk to, but like people you actually enjoy being around, like people that you quasi have a relationship with, right? However you think of it. Like I feel like this core right here is essentially its own unique little family. And we've got a whole bunch of other people, specifically 22 other people who are also our fam and doing this with us. I mean, this is a community event, essentially. But with that in mind, I wanted to let you guys know what's coming up for the first 2 weeks of this challenge, because technically you don't really need to start the challenge for the first 2 weeks. And here's why. what I would like to see everybody do for the first 2 weeks is set yourself up for success, right? Here's how that works. So, Jay, for you, your weight loss goals, right?
Hmm.
Have you told anybody in your family, in your house, the people you live with, do they know that you're doing this?
They know a little bit about the challenge. I told them that I was going to start it February. So,
Okay. So that's essentially priority number one. Everybody needs to leverage their support groups, the people around them. If you're living in a household with more than just you need to bring in those people and just say, hey, FYI, I'm doing this. Here's what I'm trying to do. Here's what I would like to see from you. Please don't be throwing things under my nose that are going to clearly tempt me.
right.
Okay. And I know that that's a tall order. So, I mean, even just getting that kind of understanding, is it going to be 100% successful? No. Obviously, people, you've got, the larger the household, the harder it is to control temptation. But any bit that you can do, right? Like, tell me honestly, Jay, how supportive do you think your family's going to be of your goal?
I think my inner circle will be more supportive than the, like my cousins and uncles and aunts and stuff. I think
Okay.
like my mom and dad and my siblings will be more supportive of it. But
do they understand that this isn't just a weight loss? This is a health issue for you.
Right.
That this isn't just about losing weight. This is about your struggle for your overall health, your longevity as an individual. And I think sometimes you need to get people to understand that it's not just diet. It's about a whole lifestyle. It's about saving your life in some instances, right? Changing over to some good, healthy habits.
Right.
So that's one, leveraging your support system and getting them on board and being honest with what your goals are and what you're trying to achieve so that hopefully they can support you and help be there with you. The other thing I wanted to talk about was we're also going to be trying to get what I'll call special guests in. And this could be people either within the group or external to the group, people who have a certain skill set that might be useful for the rest of the participants to hear about. So for example, Queen, when you talk about the 52-week envelope challenge, there might be like a 15-minute session that we do within the Discord. It doesn't necessarily have to be streamed, but we could do it in the Discord where anybody who's interested with a financial goal, we set up a time and place for them to meet, and you just host it and you show it and you say, here's what it looks like, here's how it works, and give all the pertinent details to that. Same thing with, I know somebody else had a different, or no, it was Snickles. Snickles had the financial budget binder. Yeah, it was the budget binder. So we could combine that into those two things into one event where, again, anybody with a financial goal can sit and we can talk about what that looks like and how we might be able to achieve that goal using these different methods. So there's a lot of things that we can do to get prepped and ready, but I just wanted to kind of add that in, that's just kind of one of the features. Furthermore, to getting ready in the setup, tape measure, scale, notebook. And I think that some of those things are pretty obvious about the why. The tape measure, if people haven't heard this before, when you're trying to lose weight, sometimes the inches move before the scale does. So if you can get your hands on a tape measure and actually measure out biceps, thighs, gut, chest, that can help you figure out where things are moving to. Because again, it's not always the scale that's going to move, but you'll see the inches start to shift and change. Again, we know muscle weighs more than fat. So I think that there's a point at which you're building up a little bit muscle as the fat's leaving. So it's like maybe the scale's not tipping the way you want it, but it doesn't mean your body's not changing. Obviously you want the scale and the notebook. So here's where the notebook's going to play in. And this is what everyone's going to hate. Don't hate me, just hate the process for the 2 weeks. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it right now. You need to evaluate for 2 weeks. If you're going to get anywhere, you need to know where you're starting. So the first 2 weeks of this challenge is dedicated to saying what you are doing right now. What exactly are you eating? How are you sleeping? How are you spending your time? Trying to create like a schedule of what you're doing and when you're doing it. Does that make sense? Because again, if you're looking to change to a shift, you kind of need to know where you're starting. And that includes things like, I need to look at labels and see how much sugar I'm actually consuming. I may not always get the number right, but at least if you can get any kind of a baseline, then you can kind of say, all right, if I want to cut out my sugar and I know my sugar is, say, 200 grams a day, I can say, all right, my goal is in the first month, I want to cut out, say, 25 grams or 50 grams. Have a plan, because you're not going to want to go from 100 to 0%. There's got to be a way where you can step down. Does that make sense to you guys, what I'm asking you to do?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, again, it's about saying, what am I doing now? Like your lifestyle right now in its current format is not working for you. Like Radical, how many times a day do you drink soda, or like whatever bad habits you have? Make an accounting of that.
I personally feel like moving forward, even after the 2 weeks, keeping a journal would keep myself accountable on another level as well. Just that extra layer of accountability.
Well, geez, why don't you just get ahead of me? Why don't you?
Sorry.
Small steps. Yeah, I mean, there will be a component like that as we go forward. But really, I want people to focus in on, what are you doing right now? I mean, there's a reason you're here. There's a reason you haven't been successful to this point. There's a reason you signed on, right? So you got to have a come to Jesus moment. And I'm not saying that to be offensive, but you have to have that moment of reconciling where you are today versus where you want to be at the end of this 6 months challenge. And if you don't recognize your flaws and your behavior patterns that are sabotaging you, how are you going to get from A to B, right? How is anybody in the group going to be able to talk to you about the things that you are or are not doing? And I'm not saying there's this, oh, I'm pushing you, you have to do this, you have to do that. No, obviously you pick and choose what you do, but I'm trying to give you ideas and momentum to succeed. That's the bottom line. Do you have to do this? No, but is it possible that you can see the benefit in why this makes sense to take an accounting of where you are? I mean, if you're gonna lose 50 pounds, right? Wouldn't it help to know how much you weigh right now? Kind of makes sense.
Yeah, 165. But
So you're saying I weigh more than you right now?
I don't know. I don't know.
Actually, it might be close. But anyway, so I just kind of wanted to hit on that. I mean, do you guys feel like you can do that for 2 weeks, that you can kind of take a look at your schedule, say, all right, here's what times I'm waking up. Here's what times I'm napping. Here's what times I'm sleeping, right? See what you're doing on your own currently. And then plug in, okay, what am I eating and when am I eating? To really kind of start to paint a picture of what's happening. The other thing, and this might be a little weird, but every day just kind of throw in like a couple sentences of how are you feeling that day. And the reason is, again, wanting to kind of get a gauge on where you're at emotionally. Because if you're just feeling like you're failing and you're not even out the gate, then that's kind of not where we would like to see you. And if we can help you and raise your spirits and kind of collectively say, all right, let's talk it out. Maybe there's some people who can have that talk with you as a group, as a shoulder to lean on, so to speak, to kind of unload some of that baggage as we go through this challenge.
Joe.
Who's
Shout out
Joe?
to Joe.
Oh,
Shout out to
Joe.
Joe. Joe,
All right.
you joined the Discord and you're putting your goals in there. Shout out to you.
Nice, Joe Tune. Hey, that's awesome. And the other thing too is I want to help people establish a better work-life balance. So, I mean, we talked about business pleasure, work versus life, caring for others versus caring for yourself. I want to make sure that people are kind of paying attention to those elements in their life as well. Are you dedicating a space in your life for this challenge? So by putting that schedule together, hopefully you can find windows of opportunity where you can do more. And some of that might even be like, for those of you who like to watch TV, maybe you create a goal for yourself where, okay, if I want to watch TV, I'm going to have to sit there on the floor and do push-ups, sit-ups, jumping jacks, whatever it is. So having that schedule, knowing what you do and what your bad habits are, we can improve on that. What's that, Radical?
I'm not allowed to do jumping jacks anymore.
Okay, well, you need to do jumping jacks in a safe location or a padded room because you're dangerous. I've seen it. We've
Oh,
seen
really?
the clip. We've seen the clip.
Oh yeah.
I know
bet
I
somebody
talked a
else
little.
needs to do-
Yeah, I know. Only if we yawn. Only if we yawn. That's where that goes. But again, like I want to be able to go into the Discord, and at some point we'll start setting up, like we'd mentioned, rooms where maybe there'll be specialty sessions that we do. So on Sunday, one of the things I want to do with our Sundays is have various people say, hey, I'm going to show you guys how to meal prep, or I'm going to show you a recipe that you can cook. And it's low fat, it's this, that, the other thing, and give everybody ideas. But by creating the space in a room and a fixed time, we can all, conjugate there, so that during that time frame, whatever your goal is, you're there. You're already making space for it. And this could be anything, like, again, if we could have a meditation space where people can go in there and they just want to meditate, or they just want to read quietly, or if somebody wants to work on, say, stream things. I know, Queen, we had talked about that earlier, about improving our tech savvy skills. I know people want to do layouts, people want to make emotes. Again, if we set a time and place in a room where maybe somebody who has their expertise can share with the group across the board and help fulfill those people's goals who are looking to have a better stream, a more engaging content, whatever it is, kind of find that niche and fill it for those that are interested. So that's really kind of the things we're aiming to do in the big picture over the course of the next 6 months. Questions, comments, concerns, apprehensions? What do you guys think?
My biggest thing is I am terrible at keeping a journal or keeping note of things. So that is going to be something that I'm going to definitely need support on, and maybe a little reminder here and there.
Well, the nice thing about that is if we have a collective group doing it, maybe we just have a 9 p.m. reminder go off where whatever you're doing at 9 p.m., even if you're playing a game, you say, oh, I got to take my 5 minutes, and take your 5 minutes. Because literally it should not take you more than 5 minutes just to say, how am I feeling right now? I'm anxious. I'm stressed. I hope I can manage my goals, whatever.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Just to kind of have that out there. What are we, interesting there, Radical Foil? What's so interesting? You just said, oh, that's interesting.
Chaos said she'd love to see different people's meditation methods, and I said that's interesting.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to remember, somebody said that they did meditation, and we need to figure out what they did. I'm trying to remember who it was that said it. It was a guy. Was it Holy? I forget. Somebody knows how to meditate. It was one of our male guests at some point. But again, even like a workout room where in the morning we have like a group of people who just want to get together. And again, the whole point is just to make space for it. Whatever you do during that time frame is entirely up to you. But we'll make the space for it. You come and just work out however you want to work out. Camera on, camera off, doesn't matter. It's just about making space for it in your life and having people there to kind of motivate you. And if you know you're meeting the people there and they're expecting you, you're more likely to show up, right?
Right. I'm personally excited because I haven't had someone with the same mindset in my household the past times that I've tried.
Okay.
And my sister and I are roommate, of course, and she walked up to me today, and I told her a couple weeks ago I was going to order a scale, and she was like, I don't see your scale. When's Amazon delivering it? But she informed me today, without me even having to ask her, about joining the wellness challenge, that she's wanting to get healthy as well. So we talked about it, and we're on the same page with it. So that's exciting for me.
Yes, that is so great. And I am so happy for you because I can't stress this enough. Having both the support system online and at home is really a good way to kind of ensure success here. Because if the people around you don't know what you're trying to do, and if they don't understand how much importance and what value you're putting on, I mean, it can kind of undermine your success. So if you can get a team mentality going in your own household, all the more power to you. I really think that that's going to be a big blessing for you, Queen. Absolutely, to have your sister on board with you and you guys leaning in on each other, supporting each other. And please don't anybody go to the store hungry. That's the worst thing you could do.
Never do it.
Don't ever do it. Like at the end of the 2 weeks, when you start to set up and say, all right, I'm ready to clean out all my cabinets because I'm asking you to, like really go through your kitchen and just start yanking stuff that has like zero value. Obviously, if you live in a busy household, a family, you can't get away with some of that. But again, trying to minimize how much crap is in front of your face. Even if you can't get rid of it, maybe you just put a note for yourself in the pantry, because I'm going to do this, like right on the pantry door when it opens. I'm going to be like, you're on a diet. Like I need that reminder in my face every time I go in the pantry, because I don't have the support of the other person in my household. So whatever you got to do to ensure you succeed, whether it's putting a sign up, whether it's getting in people's face and say, I'm on a diet, keep this shit out my face. Like whatever it is, do it. Get your schedules, find out where your bad habits are, and try and work to your strengths. Like if you know there's certain people around you who do certain things, try and minimize your contact with those people. Like if you're trying to quit smoking, don't hang around your smoker friends for a little bit. Like, I don't know, whatever your triggers are. So really, that's kind of where I want people to be this first 2 weeks, is figuring out what are your triggers, where are your weak spots, what's your natural habits right now and tendencies, and how can you start to massage that to leverage into your goals. Again, any questions, comments, or concerns with this? I mean, how are you feeling about this? Any ideas? What's churning out there?
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. Not only am I doing this, my partner actually informed me the other day that their friends are like, he started running and getting active, and then like his really good friend said, well, you should join in on this challenge that I'm doing with my other group of friends, and we're gonna support each other. I'm like, that's great. So he has his support for his friends in a competition that they're doing. We have this, and we can support each other.
Oh my gosh, that is so great. I am digging this. Like, this is exactly what I wanted to have happen. And I'm so glad to see that it's possible. I mean, I know, Jay, you've teamed up with Snickles, right? Like you guys, like, can you tell me a little bit about your plan, what you guys got going on there?
We haven't really came to strategy yet, but I do know that we want to ride our bikes together. So that's why I'm, gonna invest in a bike and gonna go riding around on the bikes and probably come up with like some strategies on like what we can do as far as like walking around the park and just eating a lot.
Yeah, I need to pull out my bike. Thanks for reminding me.
You're
But
welcome.
that's so sweet though, because I love the fact that again, you're going to have that emotional support system in each other, and it's somebody close to you that you guys can just really lean on each other. And hopefully you guys are at the point where you can call each other out and be like, yo, I'm calling bullshit on your bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Shiny.
Yeah. What I missed?
I'm just saying I'm gonna do that to you if I have to.
Do what?
Hold you accountable.
Fuck. I mean, that's great.
So much enthusiasm.
That's
Right.
I'll hold you real accountable.
Because I don't want to be held accountable.
Well, you
No,
have
that's
to.
great.
I
No, I
think
do.
that's
I do. I need that. I need someone else holding me accountable, because I feel like in plotting and planning some of this stuff, I'm going to be real stressed out. Texas Sun, we too need to find you a person to help keep you on the straight and narrow.
No, you don't.
Texas Sun. Everybody needs somebody they can.
Guess what? We're all gonna be your person then.
Yep.
If you don't
Yep.
pick one, you get us all. So there you go.
I
Yep.
have made up my
Aren't you
mind.
the luckiest person out there?
Right.
No, I mean, to be fair, we're all going to be holding each other accountable and checking in with each other. Ideally, I'd like to see us collectively meeting in StreamYard twice a month and really just kind of owning up and saying, all right, here's where I'm succeeding, or here's where maybe I'm not succeeding as well. And here's what I've got going on, or here's why I'm stressed out. And just being able to have the conversation like a normal adult and saying, you know what? I know I'm fucking up, but I'm really I'm kind of lost in an abyss of motions and I'm not doing well. And being able to have the team collectively say, we're here for you. Let's talk about it. What do you need to get off your chest? Just say it. And that doesn't mean you necessarily need to say it on StreamYard. Just having that opening to know that in the background of everything, there's always going to be a support chat where people can just say, I'm struggling. I don't feel like putting this on air because it's too personal, or putting it on air so that people can relate to you. The choice is always going to be up to the individual challenger themselves for how much they want to put out there. I would just encourage everyone to say, listen with an open heart, but also be willing to be a little vulnerable, because if nobody's really opening up to say how they're succeeding or failing, it kind of defeats the purpose of having that group together to support and hold hands. I know for one, having some issues within my house, issues at work, issues with me just as an individual have probably been my greatest weakness. And the fact that I haven't felt really supportive in my goals has been pretty much fundamental to my failures as a reason why I don't feel like I've been successful with my goals prior to this moment. But I have a good, strong feeling now. I have a good, strong feeling.
For my comment, I wanted to take the time to acknowledge everybody's efforts in the starting process and just the initial willpower to start. That's always the first step. So I'm super proud of you guys and super excited.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. See? And again, anybody at any point in chat, you're more than welcome to step up and join us and say, you know what, I'm ready to talk about what I got going on. I mean, I'll ask Texas. You've been very quiet. Do you fall asleep? Just kidding.
No, it was by design.
Uh-huh. What is your biggest motivation for doing this now? Like, obviously this has been going on for a little bit. Why now?
Short and sweet and blunt.
And don't say I bullied you into it. That's not an acceptable answer.
Okay, I'll keep it simple. Comfortability is a killer. You become comfortable in your daily routines. You don't realize what you're shoving down your face, the habits you pick up. You're not living the life you're supposed to live when you're just comfortable. So that's part of just keeping myself in check, is telling everybody what my plan is. That way somebody can yell at me to get off my ass and get my shit together.
Okay.
So there you go.
Queen, how about you? Why now?
Can you go to the next person and I'll answer after them?
Sure. Radical. Why now? And no, you can't say I bullied you either.
Well, is that factual? It's a question. First off, that's the question. First off, anyway, I mean, just kind of like I said, I know I'm young, but I don't want to do anything in the to my future in terms of what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to destroy anything in my future. I want to make sure that I'm healthy and everything like that, and that everything's set in place that I can have a pretty good future.
Nice. I love how these people in chat, they're like, it's totally an acceptable answer to say you're being bullied by Shiny. What gives? Like, what's happening here? There's mutiny in the chat here, and I won't stand for it. What's up, Texas?
I unfortunately have 5% battery left on my phone.
Oh, so you're dipping out. Gotcha.
And if I charge it, it freezes and lags, and
All right.
But
fine.
Thank you,
I know you're just avoiding more questions from me, but that's fine.
I would like to make a closing statement if you don't mind.
Jump on in there.
Well, I wanted to say thank you for bullying me into this, for one, and thank you for making me put my goals to where everybody can read them. I don't like it, but like I said, comfortability is killer. And just know that since you said we're all in this together, anybody in here that I'm checking up on, you are going to get the wrath of Texas if you're not at least trying.
Oh, I think everyone's
Alright.
definitely going to be trying. And nobody
Texas.
wants your wrath.
No one's scared of your wrath, bro.
Come over there and
It-
take your pineapple shirt.
And besides, you said you were turning over a new leaf.
I didn't say that I was gonna forget who I am at the core.
All right. All right.
Vidpa
Oh.
says, "Don't mess with Texas."
So
All right. Good.
this is another
Oh, I'm
way of me
messing with
showing
Texas.
that I
Oh.
can be very serious. Since we're all taking this serious, I'm about to show you compassionate seriousness.
All right.
I
Compassionate
Texas, I'm proud of you.
seriousness.
just gotta look at Satan.
Compassionate.
I look at Satan's comments.
See, that Texas dude is smart. Yep. I'm scared of
Let's
Shiny's
go.
wrath. Athletic Dan, what are you talking about? Scared of Shiny's wrath? I'm
I'm scared of
innocent
Shiny's
little
wrath too, dude.
angel.
Like, she's scary. She might beat me up if I don't.
I'm an innocent
I can guarantee
angel.
I got at least 60 pounds on her, and she scares me. So
Yeah, I'm scared of her. She might beat me up. Yo.
Jay, there is mutiny afoot. Fix this, Jay.
I'm gonna need y'all to calm down, Turin.
Where's my Uno reverse card, Joe? Where's my Uno reverse card? You are awesome, not me.
I think we need to make Shiny draw too and let her talk about her stuff. But on that note, I'm
Hey,
What about my stuff? We talked about my stuff.
I don't
Shiny,
know. You're
we're
going
drawing to you
around
right
the
now.
Table. You're going around the table talking about everybody's motivation and why now. Let's hear about your why now.
Yeah, why now, Shiny?
So I'll tell you why now. I'll tell you
On that
exactly
note,
why now. So you know how we did our 6-pack challenge last year, right? And I did really well. And I got all up in my gloatness about it. And then I just went pell-mell into the holidays and gained a lot of weight back. Shame on me. What?
Don't even say, well, what happened in the 6-pack challenge? Don't do it.
I didn't say a word.
I'm waiting for it.
I
I know
didn't
it's
say a
coming.
word. I won.
Yes.
Anyway.
Oh, you really want to go there, huh?
Anyway, so yeah, so during the whole challenge, though, we heard from people like Jay, like Jinkies, who were like, "Oh, I should do something like that," and there were a couple other people who
Dan.
said things like that.
Dan.
And yeah, Dan. And so when January 1 rolled around and we were talking about our goals, Jay, you remember we did a whole session about our goal planning for the year. And I kind of was like, you know what? It makes sense to tie this all together and do another challenge. And at first I was like, it's a 6-pack 2.0. Then it was like not a 6-pack challenge because some people just were weight loss, not about the 6-pack. And then it was like, well, wait a minute, there's other things too. So then it just became kind of a wellness challenge overall. So when I go back and look at this list, the goals are covering physical, mental, emotional, financial, spiritual, and other. So other could be things like you're quitting smoking, quitting drinking, finding balance in your life. Like Jay said, protein control, finding healthier snacks, meal prep, looking for cooking ideas, reading labels. Like there's just so many things that this taps into. Time management, again, building a schedule, finding out what are you doing right now and saying, 8, 9, 10 o'clock, here's where I'm up and awake and showered. And then I crash at 10 o'clock from, 10 to 12. And then, that's a nap time. And then I have lunch and then I do this and that, so you can kind of start to block in and maybe see some patterns of what you're doing. So I'm telling you, there's a method to the madness here. It may not be very clear right now, but it will be. So again, being able to take note of where you are right now, including the notebook, getting a tape measure if you don't have one, so you can measure out, so you can see where you are inches wise, and then a scale. Because again, if you know you want to lose X amount of weight, well, where are you starting from? So all of these things are about finding your starting point, and then we're going to build forward. And hopefully over the next several weeks, we'll start building into these rooms and giving people like specialty support for their specific goals. So if we talk about weight loss, maybe we have some volunteers who say, all right, I'll open up the quote unquote weight room. We can fire up the music bot and get people working out from, say, 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. We have the workout room open. You go in there anytime you want. And then maybe we do another session in the afternoon from I don't know, 4 to 7, you just have the workout room open, the music bot's in there, you just plug it in and you just go in there and you work out. And hopefully some people join you in that room, but by having that space available, creating it, you're creating that opportunity for people to succeed with you. Same thing. Sundays I want to dedicate to meal prep because that seems the best time of the week to do meal prep. So everybody go do your grocery shopping on Saturday or first thing Sunday morning. We roll in, we start making our meals for the week, or at least some of the meals for the week. Or maybe it's, you're making like a large dinner that you're going to have and reheat for the whole week. Whatever it is, that would be your time to actually make space for doing those things, whether it's putting together a crock pot. I don't know. But hopefully we'll have different recipes, different people. I know we have a lot of people who cook in the Discord, and getting those people to share how they cook. I know, I think it was Shanna Seidel said he wanted to stop burning food. So hopefully we can mentor him and teach him how not to burn things and have a good, healthy meal that does not include anything that's charred. Same thing with doing like a meditation session. So anybody who's really good at meditating, or I believe we had Mr. Pesky Peeves wanted to do writing. So maybe we do a writing workshop as well. I know I, for one, also would like to get it back into writing, whether it's poetry or a book, doesn't matter. Just having a writing room session that's open and having people being able to come in there and talk to each other about ideas if they get stuck on something. So really trying to curate specific elements to support as many goals as we can. And even the emotional goals with people having access to saying, all right, I know all, I'll say 50% of our participants are women, where we can create a space to talk about relationship dynamics or maybe issues that are specific to women. And we do the same thing for the men. And then we maybe a co-ed space. It doesn't matter. The point is that we'll create these spaces as we determine the needs of the group to, again, create the level of support in as many ways as possible to see as many people succeed as possible. You feel me on that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where are we feeling?
Yes, ma'am.
Can we
Really?
hear Big J and Jinkies why? Like, what is your reason? What's your why?
Your motivation for why now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think Jinkies, we know, right? Because you're getting married.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I got to start planning for my future with more than just myself.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Okay, so why I feel like it's now or never. That's why I feel like I'm getting older, and when you get older, the weight loss is more difficult. Being healthier is just more difficult. So I feel like it's time.
Yep. I 100% understand that, Jay.
What is this with bullies? You know what? I just want to say, Jay, so I know this for you is almost an extension of previous goals, because I know, last year you did really well for quite a long period of time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, this just kind of rolls back into, and I think kind of another second wind for you to get back on that program, because you did really well the first time around. Like, you were motivated, you guys were working out. I heard all about, like, you guys were meeting and somebody was, I don't know, making you do squats or what. I don't know. Was that Texas Sun who was making you guys do squats and whatnot? Who was leading the charge back then for what exercises to do?
It was just us in a voice channel, have our cameras up, and whoever wanted to work out, they would do their own thing.
Okay.
But I mean, we could do different things where, like, we can have, us all do the same exercises and stuff or whatnot. We can plan this.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, again, I think it also goes back to individual ability, right? So one of the things I saw was, like, we could do yoga.
I hear a feedback from somebody.
We could have a yoga room. So, like, for those who kind of want to go a little slower, we'll go with yoga, and then we could have, weight room, or we could have both rooms side by side. I just want to make sure that we're allowing space for everybody's different ability, because not everybody right out the gate is going to be able to do A, B, C, and X, Y, Z. So again, just by having the space and creating the time slot in the day, hopefully we can get people on a better schedule. Now, I know work schedules are kind of crazy, so there may be some offshoots, like some other random times. I mean, it doesn't mean that it's only open during those times. We're just trying to, if it works for you, go then. If it doesn't work for you, then go in at a different time. It's just trying to at least get those rooms established so people can feel comfortable that there's going to be a team of people there ready, willing, and able to support.
Real quick, if you don't mind, Shiny.
Mhm.
I just want to touch on, I saw Renee Chaos gave her reason. She said that she's going through divorce and she's putting herself first now. And someone else said they want to be around like-minded individuals.
Mhm.
And I missed the rest of it. So appreciate you guys' response too. Those are great reasons.
Nice. Let's look back at some of these chat. I've kind of been missing some of it. Let's see. I like Dan's motivation is key for me in fixing my time, so I schedule workouts and don't skip them for Fortnite. Yeah, that Fortnite will get you every time, Dan. Alpha. I mean, I do the Marine-ist still to this day. I'm not sure what that is, but hey, would love to hear about it. Lady Valkyrie, when I was going to the gym, we picked one person a week to cook a healthy recipe on like a Zoom call. Ah, I love that, Lady Valkyrie. That's awesome. You know what? We could learn a lesson from that. Hope you're in the Discord and maybe we can lean on you for some ideas. That would be fantastic. Again, part of this is anybody can submit an idea at any point in time. This is not just a me thing. This is not a Jay thing. This is not a radical thing. This is not any individual thing. This is a we, which is why the WE is capitalized in wellness. It is a we inspired event and we will help together. It's about the collective. What is this? How do you quit smoking at work? You lose your lighter. Yep. That'll kind of interfere with your ability to smoke at work for sure. Talking about people being as flexible as a piece of balsa wood. Okay. Well, again, I think part of this is being able to say, what can we do collectively? How can we help each other collectively? And did I just see a raid roll in?
Yo, you know what's crazy? I raided him earlier. Let's freaking go.
Let us go. I don't know where we're going, but gosh dang. Let's go there together.
Well, here's Vinpa's support. He says, if you give up, I'll make a failure emote for you. It'll be a picture of Tibby scolding you.
What? Well, why would you even give up in the first place?
That's the ultimate disrespect, not Tibby scolding you.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Inner strength test for sure. But again, like I think part of that, Invested Yeti talking about, okay, maybe that's one of your goals as far as flexibility goes. I saw on, I think it was a TikTok, this guy did like a 12-week challenge to being able to touch his toes. And he, like every day he would stretch and stretch and stretch, and he eventually got there. So it really just depends on what you're inclined to do for your goals. I mean, you've got this collective team of people at your fingertips. You can see everybody else's goals. So if you get stuck, you can literally look at the list of goals and say, hey, you know what? Jinkies has the same goal as me. I'm going to tap her and say, hey, Jinkies, you got any ideas on, this whole dropping sugar out? Like, what are you going to do as a strategy? And if you both come up blank, you go Google it together. And then you're sharing the information. So again, the whole point of this is the camaraderie, the group support, the group think, the group everything in this, and finding ways to just grow our skill sets together. I mean, I know we talked about jobs, right? So I'll be hosting a seminar on resume presentation about how to show up for an interview. I mean, again, you guys would not believe the things that are still going on. Like I've had people show up to interviews, while they were at the gym working out. I've had people show up to a job interview wearing a hoodie. I've had somebody show up to a job interview who was lying in bed. that kind of goes against the obvious. Why would you ever, if you want an employer to believe that you're qualified to be hired, well, then you need to show up to your, face-to-face interview looking like you can be a representative of that company. So there's a lot of things that we're going to work on and talk about, whether it's getting a job, whether it's wellness, whether it's, dealing with emotional baggage, whether it's talking about committing yourself to a spiritual or meditative endeavor. All these things are encapsulated in this entire project. That's not to say any of us are professionals. Absolutely not. But again, as a group think, this is where we're going to succeed. And again, I did mention we will have people come and talk with us. Like I know Jay, your neighbor H-Town, who was a sports trainer, he's going to come talk to our group again about meal prep and, doing things on the cheap or cheaper. So a lot of great information is going to come out of this wellness challenge that I think will benefit us all in so many ways. And I am so excited to help foster and bring this all together. I'm just going to continue to leave it open. Anybody question, comments, or concerns on the board, or anybody in chat who wants to jump in and show up and come on stage with us right now, you are more than welcome. Again, we're trying to keep everybody accountable and get everybody hyped about this. And again, starting Wednesday is when we touch base and go live with this. And tomorrow is, I guess, officially our Triple D day. Discord dessert day, last call for alcohol. That's it. This is what it's going to be tomorrow, going down in the Discord.
Why would y'all pick a day that's not a payday for me?
Listen, it's not about going crazy. It's just about one last little teeny tiny hurrah. One little hurrah. It could be a teeny tiny Snickers. It could be anything. Just something kind of representative to say, this is my commitment to the cause. Right.
So one last Red Bull. Got it.
Well, listen, you want to shock your system either. So
yeah.
Listen, I know, and maybe you just have one less sip. I don't know. Wean yourself off the Red Bull. Don't put your body into full on meltdown. What are you making? What is all this happening next to me? What is all of this?
Do that. You can't just go one sip.
No, I'm saying
Right.
I'm saying like one less sip. So like instead of drinking the whole can, she drinks like a little bit less each time she has a Red Bull.
You drink everything except for one drop. All right.
Or I could buy an 8 ounce instead of a 12 ounce.
That's actually a better
Or-
solution.
You can switch your energy drinks from, the energy drinks to the carbonated water plus caffeine.
Ooh.
It's sugar-free.
Ooh.
She's
Mic
gone.
drop.
Solid point.
Mic drop.
Solid point.
Mic drop.
I think I would do that after I switch to the 8 ounce because that might still shock my system after drinking 2 Red Bulls a day.
Well, you're going to find out. You're going to find out. And
Yep.
that's the beauty of this whole thing is, again, being able to say, what are you doing today for the next 2 weeks, mapping out your patterns to see what you can sabotage in a healthy, positive way, right? Because you got to know your strengths and you got to know your weaknesses. You got to know what you're capable of and where you can try and convince your body to go a different route and start to massage the process. Because again, you got to work with what your body already knows and try and trick yourself. And we're hopefully going to find a whole lot of ways to do that through this process.
I have a question to pose to the group and to the chat. Do you guys know any of your triggers? Whatever your health and wellness goal may be, maybe you spend too much money, maybe you, eat too many hot Cheetos, maybe you drink too much, whatever it may be. Do you know your trigger?
Yes.
Or do you have one?
Some of them. Like, for example, I know, like, if I'm feeling, how do I, like, I guess it's like when I'm feeling emotionally down, I tend to wander onto Amazon quite easily. Like, I don't know, like sometimes I just feel like I don't feel like I'm smart enough. I don't feel like I'm good enough. Like I just beat myself up and I'm like, yep, quick little trip to Amazon. That'll fix that. Or
Retail therapy.
yeah,
Relatable.
retail therapy always makes me feel better because then it's like, all right, you get that jolt of like, oh, it's a Christmas present almost. When it gets to your house, you're like, yay, something fun, yay. Like get that dopamine going and hey, Mariah does rain again. So I know that that's one of them. Same thing, I guess, if I'm just, I don't know, if I'm feeling sad, candy always seems to alleviate some of that sadness. I get that artificial chocolate high going. And yeah. So I know those are triggers for me. Anybody else?
Right now, us talking about triggers is triggering me to want a pack of M&Ms.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good.
Mm-hmm.
I know
Yeah.
I am an emotional eater. So I was talking to a couple people in the VC earlier, and for me, I was kind of a product of my raising, for lack of better terms. You know, our family,
Okay.
if it's a funeral, oh, everybody's sad, where's the food? It's a wedding, everybody's happy, where's the food? And that kind of goes along with retraining my brain in the whole process that, you know, not supposed to eat because you're emotional. So that's my trigger. No matter what the emotion is, I feel like I have to eat for it.
Do you ever try and like go with an intervention? Like when the feeling hits, do you ever think to reach out to somebody else first before you actually eat something?
It's such an innate habit now. I don't want to say innate, but it's such a habit because, you know, today I can think, okay, tomorrow if I feel that way, I'm going to reach out to Shiny immediately. But as soon as that feeling hits, it's like I have no control over it. I don't even think about it. I just
So,
immediately go to it. It makes me feel better.
so question. So since you know it's a trigger, do you, and I'm not asking you to say it out loud, I'm asking you to actually write it down. If you could identify like the top, say 3 to 5 things that typically percolate for you, right? Because a lot of these things are patterns of behavior. So if you know what the thought pattern is behind the eating,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if it's something that's relationship driven or something that's work driven or something that is, you know, how you feel about yourself driven, would it be helpful to just sort of set up like a regular call and say, hey, you know what? You, me, Jinkies, and whoever else, we're just going to make a point to meet in the Discord every morning at X time and just kind of have like that emotional connection that maybe might prove to give you a little extra layer of emotional support before you start your day, before the feeling even starts to hit, so that you're kind of in a stronger place mentally as your day even starts.
Yeah, for me personally, it would, because it's when the emotions get too overwhelming. So if I have that start to my day that's like an extra boost, okay, don't forget today you're not going to eat your emotions. You know what I mean? It would definitely be beneficial for me.
Yeah. So this is the kind of thing that I'm talking about. This is why I wanted to have these conversations, because again, some of these solutions, like what we just talked about, is organic. And I think that there's a lot of organic solutioning that will come from these conversations. And again, like the weight room idea, Jay, with you guys doing the weight room and finding the music and figuring out, like having those conversations with the people in the weight room, finding out what they need to get jazzed and motivated, like that'll solution itself out as you guys talk in the weight room. You know what I mean? All right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, Dope Man here. Yes, I did say if someone would like to join the talk. Does that mean you want to step up and join in here? I mean, I'm happy to get you in here. Are you guys ready for, we'll get like Dope Man in here?
Yeah.
Let's hear. All right, Dope Man, I'm sending you the link right now. It's a StreamYard link. So if you can come in here and you want to tell us about your goals and what you're doing, I'm happy to hear somebody else's take. Because again, I think it's important that some of this becomes part of the solution, right? I mean, because we don't know everything as individuals, but collectively, as we share this information, that's how we're going to do better. I don't know. Thoughts, Radical? I haven't really heard much from you. Let's hear from you. Where are your thoughts at? Putting you on the hot seat. Anything like that you're excited about, or anything that you're like, I hope this is how this is going to play out. Like any ideas, anything that you're like, I don't know, anything that you're gravitating to.
Honestly, the accountability of everything, because like I said, I'll get lazy. Like I will get lazy. I hope and handily admit I will get lazy. I will start out strong, and then it'll be like, all right, all right, we're done. It's about a week or two in, and I'm like, no, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. This isn't for me. And then it's like, okay, so if I have somebody or anybody, even the entire group, say, Radical, you got to
Mhm.
this. You got to do this. You know, you got to keep going. You got to do this, whatever. Then it's like, I'm more willing to do it. I'm more pushed. I'm more motivated.
Okay, because
Motivation
you
is
know
a
we're
big
all
thing.
watching.
Yeah, and I know I'll get yelled at. So
I object. I don't know, Jay. What's the one thing you're looking forward to the most with this challenge? Like, is there anything that you're like that you're more psyched about than anything else?
Just the outcome of it.
Yeah.
Because like I think it's also networking too, right? And I know that's part of your goals is like reaching out to your friends, right?
Right. That's also true.
So I feel like this is going to be a great opportunity for you to really solidify some of those relationships.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Like in the workout room, kind of like joking around with people, or like at any of our cooking sessions, especially with S. Nicole. And I don't know, I just think that this is a capstone moment for you for all your goals, especially because I know how social you are. And again, wanting to, you know, strengthen the trust in those relationships. I'm pretty excited about that for you.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for everybody. Honestly,
I am too. I don't know. Anything else you guys want to add or any ideas? Am I missing anything? Anything that we should probably ladder into?
I think we've hit every key point to get us ready and raring to go for this wellness thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm just
And,
reading Ray. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I'm just saying this like, and if there's anything else, I can't think of anything.
I can't
All
either,
right.
honestly.
Well, I mean, listen, as this goes on, we'll get more ideas, but I just wanted to read Reigning Chaos. It says, yes, I think that having so many others to help me stay motivated and keep me accountable is the best part. I will get lazy or distracted with other things or lose motivation. Dr. Mo Echo, yeah, I got one thing to say. Okay, Echo, launch it out there. I mean, by all means, we're looking for people to throw in their thoughts because it's not a me speak, it's a we speak. I know I'm doing a lot of the talking, but it's still a we speak. I swear it's a we speak. I swear.
Oh, you just wanted to say I love all you guys? Really,
We
Echo?
love you too, Echo.
We love you, Echo.
While
So
we're
much
on that,
love.
I think that we have all, said we're all proud of each other, but Shiny, 100%, you have a heart of absolute freaking gold. And a lot of us, I know for me, I'm trying not to get emotional about it, but it's a big deal for me because of my health issues.
Mhm.
And had you not started this, I don't know that personally I would have been able to keep up with it by myself. So I want to personally thank you for taking the initiative to help so many people.
I'm not going to cry. You're going to cry.
I'm already crying. Okay, I'm
No.
muting now.
No, you cry. Don't make me cry. I'm not crying. I'm not crying. I'm not crying. I won't cry on stream. Nope. I'm fine. I'm
oh, I'm done with you, Radical. I see what you're doing.
All right. Well, I don't
Okay.
know if Dope Man's joining us or
Yeah.
not. But maybe he can just if he wants to say
Wait, where's my
something in the
watch?
chat real quick.
Jay.
Oh, we gotta go. Do we gotta go? Are we at the end of our segment?
I was
Yeah.
mocking.
You what?
I was
Oh,
mocking.
somebody said they had to go, I think.
Oh, okay.
I do need to get heading out here.
Yeah, go do you. I just want to say thank you for being honest, for coming up, for telling us your goals, and really, showing support because I think we're all going to need support from each other as this goes on. And please, by all means, I may recruit you for like a tech camp
Okay.
if you don't mind.
Not a problem. But yeah, speaking of eating healthy and everything, I haven't had anything to eat since 11 o'clock. So I'm about to go have dinner.
Go have dinner.
It
Go.
is wrong.
Oh, go get some food. Seriously, for real. That's-
Yeah, so
Hey, we'll see you
everyone,
guys.
don't wait that long. That's not healthy.
No,
Definitely
it's
not.
not.
Don't eat at 2
Yeah.
a.m.
Oh, salt, not garbage. Discipline is huge over motivation. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a combination though, Salt. I mean, because you have to be motivated in order to establish the discipline, right? I mean, that's just kind of me. Like, I know everybody's brains work a little differently, especially when you start talking about those of us who are neurodivergent versus those of us who just can think like a regular, normal person. Like with my ADHD, my brain's like bing, 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 and I forget all the things that I need to do all the time because I get like, what's the brightest thing in the room? That's where my brain goes.
Ooh, shiny.
I know, shiny. The reason there's a reason we're called Shiny Hero because I find all the sparkly things. I'm like, ooh, treasure, yay! Gotta do patrol by. Bye, Shaunicus. Thank you for showing up to the conversation. I don't know. Jay, are you prepared for discipline in your life?
I am, but speaking of discipline, I haven't had dinner, so I probably need to skedaddle.
You should probably go too, bro. Yeah. We should probably.
Here you go. This is what you get. Oomph.
Kick in the
Give
face.
you the boot. I give him the
Clip
boot.
that, please.
I did it in the nicest way I could. That was the nicest way I could.
Hey, for those that didn't get to eat, it's very important that we have our meals.
Yeah, it's very important that we get our food.
Yes, you don't want to put your body in starvation mode and then your body actually holds on to calories because it's like, oh my God, this person's starving. I need to hold on to everything.
What's today's
Right.
tacos?
Don't stab me. And today's tacos. Who's got tacos? I don't know.
Right, Satan? Who would imagine discipline and shiny being the same sentence?
Right?
I would like
I
to
agree.
challenge
All
that
right, I'm reading
assertion.
out on that note.
On that note, he's like, on that
Listen.
note, we are rating out.
Listen,
Where's his face?
listen.
Rated. Hurry up, hurry up.
We need discipline in here. I am
Flip
getting
it,
my
Space.
discipline.
Flip it. Flip it.
Yeah, this is taking a turn.
We're rating out right
Yeah.
now.
Focus, young Jedis. Focus.
Space, I'm rating out right
Who
now.
needs discipline?
Space, I'm rating out right now, bro. We'll clip it
Wait.
before I go.
We're waiting for Dope Man. He said 2 seconds. I'm figuring out the thing. Dope Man's coming. But
But
you go
me-
ahead. You go ahead and eat, Jay. I don't want to hold you up. But I just kind of wanted to give him a few minutes to kind of give us the nutshell version of what he's doing, where he's going, why he's doing blah 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 blah.
All right, y'all can put me behind the scenes and continue on because technically it won't end until it's ended. So y'all can put me. Y'all can figure that out.
I don't know.
Oh, here we go. All right, well,
What? What?
I want to thank everybody. I appreciate everybody coming through, showing love and support. You guys are truly amazing. And till next time, I'm out.
Bye. Wait, how come it says shiny raid?
Because Shiny was, because he was said he thought you were about to raid, so he's putting in the Shiny raid.
I'm not raiding yet. I'm waiting for a Dope Man.
We're going another 2 hours.
No,
One
we're
love.
not.
You made that up.
Yeah, you definitely made that up. Why is my stream buffering?
Darn.
That's annoying.
I'm just kidding.
Anyway, we'll give Dope Man a couple more minutes, and if he doesn't make it, then we're just gonna shut it down, and we'll see his comments in the
I'm
Discord.
not reading either One Love.
What?
One Love
Nobody's
is like rad raid. So what? What?
He like
What
wants.
is this? Satan.
I think so, Satan. I think so. I think some people on this board need discipline. I
I
know,
think we know a
Queen. Do you
few-
feel?
we
Do
know
you
one
feel like
person who
you're
does.
disciplined enough to make this happen?
I think we know one person who does.
At this particular moment, do I feel disciplined enough to make this happen by myself, or with the support, with what we're doing?
With what we're doing.
Oh yeah. With what we're doing, definitely. I think we have an amazing support system, and I've said it before. You're not going to find a group of people like this. You know, my example was if you walk out in the street and there's 10 people around you, and you say, "Hey, y'all want to do a wellness challenge?" You're probably not going to get any takers. But we're very fortunate to have friends and family that we can lean on in the Discord, and your Discord and Jay's Discord. So it's definitely a great opportunity.
I just want to say I'm so grateful for the number of people who signed on. I mean, the fact that we've got, well, let's see, I had 26 at last count. Let me actually look in the Discord, see if anybody snuck in there while I was, let's see. So I know Texas was 27 And then we got Joe Toon coming in at 28. So now we're up to 28. So, I mean, you've got close to 30 people as a team of resources to collectively expand on what they know and help each other in various ways, right? Whether it's emotional support or just mental support, spiritual goals, physical goals, whether it's cooking, whether it's weight loss, whether it's building muscle mass, and then anything else that we need to talk about. Again, creating that space of support where everybody can chime in and say, hey, you know what, here's what worked for me. Like when I quit smoking, I tried to quit smoking several times, but it wasn't until I finally was like at the point where I was really ready and I was like, all right, I am going to commit to this, that I was able to do it. So knowing that the commitment was there, then it was about finding ways to trick myself out of actually smoking. And part of that was what I would pretend to smoke. So my brain thought I was smoking because I would go through the whole motions, like get a cigarette out, pretend to light it, but not actually light it, and then actually smoke it. And my brain would think, okay, you're getting the nicotine fix because I made space for that moment and breathe like I was actually smoking.
Mhm.
And it was ridiculous that worked. Like it shouldn't work because you're not actually smoking, but because you set off a trigger of events internally, your body actually buys it. So I was actually able to cut back on smoking and eventually just give it up. Although that last one at the end of the day was pretty tough to give up. I'm not going to lie, but we did it, and I never want to have to do it again, even though sometimes I'm still like, oh, I want to go for a cigarette. And it's like, nope.
And I think that's another thing that's so great about having such a diverse group of people is that what works for you doesn't work for or might not work for me. And we have the ability to share our experiences and what does work and what doesn't, where, it may not be something that you thought of or I thought of.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole point. That is the whole point of having this collective resource team, because it's just that many more ideas for people to try out of what worked for them, what worked for someone else, or, two people with the same kind of issue can go do research together to say, okay, we've done A, B, C, and XYZ. What else haven't we tried? Let's go Google this and see what we get. And I think that just having that power of support and team camaraderie will really be such a huge, extensive benefit to the group. And I couldn't be more excited. I don't think anybody is as excited as I am for this challenge.
It's a close race. And to piggyback off that too, I know that we have a lot of different goals, and it can look a little daunting if you read them. We all have 5 goals. Some people have 10 goals. But if you guys even have one goal, if you want to wash your car more, if you want to cut your lawn more, whatever it may be, don't hesitate to hop in there and put your goal, because we're here to support whatever it is, that you feel will make you more well or more healthy mentally, spiritually, physically, financially.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's just so many different things that we're going to be trying to make space for in our lives and have support for. And I see Alpha Dope Man in the background. He just needs to get his stuff sorted out. If he clicks on I don't know if he can hear, but if he can click on the 3 little dots in a straight line in the top right of the box, he might be able to reconfigure his device so that it gets picked up. Otherwise, he's not quite with us. But just curious, I mean, is anybody inspired in chat with like a new goal or a new idea? I mean, we've had a lot of chitter chatter from our team, but I feel like I've missed some of the stuff going on in chat. I see Reigning Chaos breakfast, second breakfast, lunch, dinner. Oh man, I know how that goes for sure. Having that many meals. But you know what? I mean, if they're sized right, then I don't see an issue with it, because again, they always say you should eat smaller portions and more frequently. It's just a matter of getting that portion size right that messes everything up, because I think we all have this unhealthy perception of what a real portion looks like, but we're always oversizing everything.
Agreed.
And not only that, go ahead, Queen. Sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. I was just gonna say that's actually what worked for me is 6 small meals a day. And it kept my metabolism at a steady state versus eating one large meal and then my metabolism crashing and then eating again and it skyrocketing. So that definitely helped me. And also, Reigning Chaos, was that a Lord of the Rings jab right there, the second breakfast part.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, ugh, God, I have a sister who eats like every 3 hours. It's such a pain in the butt going anywhere with her, but she has nonstop energy because she's constantly fueling her body. Her issue is just her portion size. Like she's so close to doing what she needs to do, but she loves food so much. So even though she's got all that energy, she's still gaining weight. Dope Man is still trying his best to come into the background, but it's not working. I'm looking at Reigning Chaos. Women should eat more often, actually, studies have shown at least. I mean, yeah, I could see why. Again, if you look at how our days operate, it makes sense. You know, we tend to be up earlier, go, and just nonstop throughout the day. We need that energy constantly. And I think men actually, their bodies burn fuel a little differently than women's. It'd be interesting if somebody has any of the science on that. I would love to know. Radical, you're nodding your head.
Mm-hmm. I am.
He's like, yep.
It's like, yeah, sounds good.
My brain's running a million miles a minute right now.
All right.
ADHD is bad. It's bad today.
Okay.
It's really bad. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm sorry. Anything that you want to discuss with the group, or is this more just stuff you just need to marinate on?
What do you mean?
Well, you said your ADHD brain is all over the place.
It's nothing bad. It's just kind of like a million different thoughts at the same time.
Are any of them relative to the wellness challenge?
I mean, I'm just happy to do it. Honestly, I really am. Like, I know I haven't looked the most engaged, but no, I'm honored. I'm actually like really glad to do it. It's a big thing for a lot of people, including myself. I mean, and I like to be not just to reach my own goals, but be a motivation for other people to reach theirs. So,
see, I love that. I love that.
So even if you know, of course, I want to strive to reach my own goals, and I want absolutely to reach my own goals. But I also want to see, the most thing I want to see is, oh, there's 30 people on this. Let's get all 30 people to get close to reaching their goals as much as possible. If not, if not completely, you know, as close as they can, and they're satisfied and they're happy. You know,
I mean, do we have to satisfy 100% of our goals? No,
Yeah,
but I honestly, think that we're gonna learn a lot along the way. I think
it's gonna be honestly impossible to satisfy everything that you want to satisfy with it. But you know, you can get close, or you can work your best on it, and kind of sort of get to the place where I feel like everybody, one of us, feel comfortable with ourselves. And you know, I'm a big person with self-image and feeling happy and confident in your own skin, pretty much. And that's what I feel like this can do for a lot of people, is finally make them confident in themselves, or increase their confidence that they had in themselves. So I personally take the route of more, I want to reach my own goals, but everybody else, I am 100% in your corner, and I'm motivating you to try to reach your goals as well.
I agree with that, Rad. I think that's one of my reasons why now, Shiny asked me earlier, I've always really prided myself on just being there unconditionally for people and loving unconditionally. And I really want to view myself physically like I do internally. You know, I value my morals and ethics and things like that. But when I look at myself physically, I don't love myself the same way. So that's, you know, I'm really coming to terms with that. So that's one of my reasons why.
Yeah. I totally get that 100%. Like, you always see yourself different than everybody else sees you, right?
Oh, it's like I'm the same way. Don't worry. I put on a look, but I'm not the most confident person in the world either.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I mean, like, I feel like I'm at the point in my life where I see through people. Like, I feel like I see people more as who they are rather than what the presentation is. like I feel like I listen deeper. I feel like I absorb more about who they are as an individual at this stage in my life. But yet, for some reason, I can't do that for myself.
Yep, 100%.
So I mean, like, I don't know what people see when they see me. I just know that I operate on the platform of trying to raise people up and get them to see what I see when I look at them. Because so often it doesn't balance out. Like, I'm like, why does this person feel this way when they have such presence and they bring such warmth and love and sincerity with them whenever they come somewhere, but yet they're plagued by A, B, C, and X, Y, Z. So, I mean, I'm hoping that this wellness challenge will really be a turning point for the people who really need it and who really want it. I mean, and the goals, every time I look at these goals, I'm just blown away with what people are coming up with, like looking at one. And again, some people have done what I've asked them to do, which was to refine their goals. Some of them are a little bit too general. Like if they wrote, I want to lose weight, it's like, okay, how much weight? You have to be specific so that the goal is achievable and measurable. Some of you professionals might know that that's the whole SMART program for engineering goals. Anyway, so like, for example, one individual has go to bed at a decent time every night and get up at 8:30 or 9 a.m. Work out 3 times a week and make sure to get at least 30 minutes of exercise or cardio per day. These are very specific goals that he has refined from what they were originally. Meet at least 3 people per week in streaming. Quiet time or prayer time at least once every day. Create a personal Discord and get at least 2 people to join per week. So, I mean, he's got very specific goals, and that's what we're looking to do. Looking at Reigning Chaos, looks like you put in an information dump here.
Like
Let's
a little
see.
article. It looks like a little statement.
Yeah, the average size, moderately physically active 30-year-old female needs about 2,000 calories per day, while her male counterpart needs about 2,800 calories per day. Even if they were the same height and weight, the dietary reference intakes approximate that the man burns about 400 calories more per day. Well, that's just bullshit. I don't want that extra 400 calories. Why do the men get the extra 400 calories? That's some kind of bullshit right there.
Sorry, what?
I object strenuously.
Darn.
Let's see. Although the recommended breakdown of carbohydrate, protein, and fat are the same for both genders, because men generally need more calories, they also require higher total intakes of each of the macronutrients. Well, I guess I'm going to have to learn something about macro and micronutrients. Well,
I object to your objection.
That's also why men lose weight so much faster.
Son of a bitch.
What?
You know what?
Yeah, it's unfair.
I need to go take a moment and go rage.
Shiny.
Go find some chocolate.
Right. No shiny. Accountability.
Wait, but we're not starting yet. I can be full of flaws right now. It's a Wednesday that I...
Shiny hero. No.
Do what I want.
Uh-huh.
It's not Wednesday. It's not Wednesday. All right. Well, let's set up to raid out. Dope Man will not be joining us. Too many technical difficulties. Where do we want to take this road show? I mean, I've had a great time tonight. I hope you guys have enjoyed chatting. I hope we've inspired some of you to get with the program, join the Too Lit Discord, get into the wellness and challenge section of the Discord and go in there, write your name and your goal. We have a section for announcements. We're also probably going to be assigning roles so that I could do specific broadcast announcements to the challengers, to the people doing the challenge. La la la.
Whoever you are.
Whatever I'm trying to say. Somebody help me out here.
Yeah, see, Alpha needs 3,000 calories a day.
Oh my goodness.
For
wow.
me to lose weight, I have to eat 1,200. Can you imagine being able to maintain a weight at 3,000 calories?
Yeah, but I mean, do you know how many calories you're taking in right now?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna say that on stream.
I'm not asking you to say that on stream. What I'm asking, what
no.
I'm asking is if you know how much you're eating right now, do you have a plan to dial down your intake rather than going just
Yeah.
cold turkey and saying blah blah blah? Because I guess what I'm asking is not for anybody to, just sabotage themselves to the point where they're suddenly like starving themselves. Like I don't want to see people just suddenly think that they're going from this to that, that it's this is where you are, and we want to strategize a gradual progression here
Mhm.
so that it's safe. I'd also like to highlight to the group that anybody who can go meet with their doctor and just get a baseline with their doctor, their health provider, let them know what they're about to do. That's probably one of the best things you can do for yourself to start this off right. I actually have my wellness physical, my annual with my doctor tomorrow. So hopefully I will get some good information and results on that. Let them know what I'm about. Yeah. So yeah, if you can meet with your healthcare provider and just let them know what you're up to, they might have some good resources for you as well. That's all I got, kids. That's all I got.
Gotcha, Alpha.
Any ideas on where we're gonna go raid to? Anybody?
I'm reading Hill House.
Let me see who's on.
Hill House. I'm reading Hill House. If you
All right. Can you set my raid up to follow Hill House?
Sure. Well, you're Labro for being 5'11". I'm really weight wise. I'm really small for someone that's 5'11". 160, 165 is not actually that ideal. It's not too small, but it's like not ideal either.
Yeah, I'm supposed to weigh 120 for my height. I'm 5'3".
I don't know what I'm supposed to weigh for my height. How do you know what you're supposed
What's
to
your
weigh?
height, Shiny?
5'9".
I would guess 140, 150. But you can Google it. I mean, they have a chart.
I feel like 140 wouldn't look right on me. I feel like I'd look waifish at 140. Like 155, I thought looked pretty good when I finally got down to 155. But I think 140 would make me look kind of sickly. But that's just me registering it. And I don't want to lose my curves. Gosh, 140.